Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Monday, March 3rd, 2025, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, Cash App $ ORIONNWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got WWE Monday Night Raw on Netflix, as well as the Blazers and Sixers. We just got to halftime. Sixers up 61-56 on Rip City. And we're just about to get started for Monday Night Raw. So let's get settled in. Let's take a quick look at the thumb, and let's get in for some wrestling action for the next 2 hours and 30 minutes. And to pay a little homage to The Rock, John Cena, and obviously Rhea Ripley defending her belt here tonight, I decided to go with three individuals that are three of the best, obviously, at what they do. The Rock, Rhea Ripley, and heel John Cena. Let's go. I'm ready. Sarah in the building, what's good? Like, sub, donate, comment, share. We're going to be shooting for 20 likes within the first hour, 30 to 50 if we get the volume, and obviously 100 in the donos on every single stream. Okay, baby, here we go. I got to get the volume turned up here. And the card is decent. You know, again, anytime you end up having a Monday Night Raw after a PLE, pay-per-view, premium live event, you know that there may end up being some surprises. They're obviously going to do a recap of what happened, and it's the biggest PLE based off shocking results based on, all the way back in WCW when Hulk Hogan joined Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, the Outsiders, and formed the NWO. This is literally, on that level. And it's an Allegiant Stadium where the Raiders play. 47 days until WrestleMania, and I'm ready. Let's go. Got the NWO Wolfpack jacket on. I got to represent with the Blazers since they're on right now. And obviously color combos work just great, with the black and the red. Let's go, baby. I am ready. Oh, you got your new T-shirt or jersey? Let's see what you. Ooh, and white. Nice. Heck yeah. Because, again, everyone is going to have the blue, right? Everyone is going to have the blue. It's the standard color. But, again, you just have to be a little careful, if you're going to be eating breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You got to watch out for that ketchup. You got to watch out for that mustard. You got to watch out for that barbecue sauce or whatever you may be eating, or maybe just, not wear it, until after you're done eating and then put it on and represent. But I absolutely love the color. And, again, if I was getting a jersey, that's exactly what I would have gotten as well. Lenny D in the building. What's good? Man, amazing PLE. And again, not a lot of people thought that WWE could execute something like this. But again, this isn't the first time where Cena, was very, very close on going heel. The first time that The Rock and Cena faced off about 10, 15 years ago, they were going to have him go heel. They had brand new music. He had brand new gear. And at the very last second, they decided to, kind of step back from that and continue the super face that we know of John Cena besides, the early John Cena, right? Word Life John Cena. And again, I thought that the Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn match was awesome. I thought the women's chamber was better than the men's. Great to be able to see Jade, back in the ring, right? And we'll be able to find out if it really was, right, Naomi, or it might have actually been Bianca all along. We're going to find out pretty soon. And obviously, the men's was pretty good. I don't want to say it was bad. It was just, I feel like the women's was slightly better, but the men's was good. And now you finally get towards the end where you have Cody Rhodes and John Cena and The Rock, and I guess you have to mention Travis Scott as well. And pretty cool, again, because you got to think Cody as a face and then John Cena as a face, it doesn't really do anything for you. But again, like I've always said, when you can go heel, that's going to be the best version of you, and people are going to eat it up and love it. You can be a face, and that's fine, but you'll always be more popular as a super heel, especially if you're very good in the business. And again, this gives that extra spark and that extra interest in John Cena for fans that maybe were like, I don't really care Okay, I get it. You're old. You've been there, right? Are we just going to hand you an opportunity to, go for the belt at WrestleMania just because you're trying to break the record, Ric Flair's record, which he posted on Twitter/X, complaining that he didn't like that. But again, when you can go heel, and now there's a whole brand new interest in John Cena moving forward, and it's very, very exciting. The heel is always the best, hands down. What's good, Lenny D? But you got to think, to go, to start his career as heel John Cena and then to go to an end as heel John Cena. I mean, again, you can just be face, face, face. But again, you're going to bring more eyeballs to the product. And again, ruthless aggression, John Cena, where you might end up cutting corners, being a little dirty, maybe some run-ins. Again, it's going to be awesome. It's just like Hulk Hogan. Everyone loved Hulk Hogan, but when it went to NWO and Hollywood Hogan, it was much better. It was game changing. And again, I can't wait to be able to see what they have in store, obviously, between now and the end of the year. Let's go, baby. Hope everyone is having a fantastic day. And, again, if they would have just left, Cena as face, it would have been okay, but now you got, everyone buzzing. And again, I feel kind of bad for AEW, NJPW, ROH, every single Impact. Like, they're still around, but, just when they think that they might be able to slowly catch up, to WWE slightly, then, they throw this curveball at you, and they are leaps and bounds ahead, and no one is even close. I mean, AEW was great during COVID, but even them as the number 2 promotion is so far behind. All right, we got CM Punk walking into the ring here. So we'll see if we end up getting Punk, Rollins, and we'll see if Roman is involved in that or not, or if we get Punk Rollins, at Mania or maybe sooner. We'll see how it all kind of plays out. Great theme music by CM Punk. For me, I'm liable to get us canceled off of Netflix right now. Where do we start? I love it. Consider this a state of the union address as we are far deep into the road of WrestleMania. Tell him, Punk. Some people seem to think that I've exhausted all opportunities of being effective. So allow me to address my enemies, and since my name is CM Punk, that means everyone. Who is starting? Come on. Who's the first target tonight? Give me a name. Listen up, Dwayne, you balls broad. You think because you're on the board of directors you're immune from criticism? Well, you don't know who you're dealing with. You are dealing with the best in the world. Middle-aged and crazy, walk back into the WWE after 10 years and literally marched through hell to receive opportunities at the big dance, and you, Mr. Midlife Crisis, just decide to walk in when you feel like it and hide behind the fact that you think you're a bigger star than everybody here. I would love to say all of this to your face, but you have not graced us with your presence to do your bullshit. To pretend
that you care about this business that gives you goosebumps.
Tell him, Punk.
I have never been so good.
It shows you, even though you may get older in age, if you can cut a promo, you're going to still be relevant. It's the hardest thing to do, to be consistent at killing it at the microphone. Anybody can wrestle, but not everyone can spit on the mic. Especially when you start screaming and like kind of losing your mind, it's very easy to fuck up and slip up and stutter, when you're in that emotional state. And Punk is one of the better ones in WWE, even at his age.
You stole something from me in the Elimination Chamber. A match that after 20 years of hustle, loyalty, and respect, I gave you the benefit of the doubt and you didn't qualify. I thought what you did in the past secured your future. You're not going to fool me twice. Hustle, loyalty, respect for 20 plus years, and now everybody sees what I've known all along, that you've been selling all these people and all these kids bullshit.
Heel turns are always the best turns.
It wasn't me. You'll never see CM Punk talk about his dreams of main eventing WrestleMania. Ironically, Mr. Don't Quit, Mr. Don't Give Up. You gave up on yourself. You gave up on all of us.
But remember, a couple years back, you didn't like him either. Again, you go through phases with people like CM Punk. Like liking him when he was originally in WWE back in the day, right? And then obviously, leaving the business and then going to AEW. And then it was kind of 50-50 where people kind of liked him that he was back. And then people kind of didn't like him because you're beefing with, the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and all those guys. And then now coming to WWE where people are, they're kind of okay with him now, But, let's not forget, right, where people, have gone back and forth with Punk. It's not like everyone has been on board or everyone's been negative. There's been a lot of kind of back and forth with him. And not only with you, but with a lot of us. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's go. Now, are we going to end up getting one-on-one here, or are we going to end up having Roman involved? I don't know if I would want a triple threat, but Odin in the building. What's good? Odin, what's good? I thought Punk was gonna call Rock a bald fuck. They've been dropping the fuck quite often. Here and there. Obviously, it was kind of cool that they didn't censor it. Obviously on Peacock and whatnot with Cody Rhodes. Telling The Rock to go fuck himself. But it's nice to be able to get a couple swear words in there here and there. Times have changed. Let him wrestle. Yeah, I think really, the question mark really isn't Becky. The real question mark is AJ Lee. Does she want to come back? She really doesn't have anything to prove. The fans would fucking love it because she's got a lot of fans, even to this day. And then obviously Punk supporters will support her. But you also don't want to look like a shadow of yourself either if you're not like training and whatnot. And I don't know, I've seen her, with books and kind of in her regular life and whatnot. I don't know if this is really something that she would want to go back to, but if she does, that will be very, very cool for us fans. Right. Sometimes the dirt sheets and everything, and the rumors on the internet wrestling community, sometimes that shit is true. And sometimes it's just complete, utter bullshit. And I feel with like Triple H, even commenting like, he's going to feel like the crowd vibe. And, and then based on how the crowd reactions are with the matches, then, the buildup, then things can be pivoted and, nothing is necessarily set in stone. And I like that, feed off the energy of the crowd. And then you can determine what storylines you want to go from there and who's going to main event day 1, day 2, even though we kind of have an idea. And things can change from week to week, month to month. And I like that as well. Let's go. What a great way to start off the show. I mean, obviously, if we could have had, Rock come out with Cena and Cena debuts his new theme song, which I assume that we're going to get in a couple weeks. And I don't know if they'll go back to his OG one or if they're going to make a brand new one for him. Not sure how that will play out, but I'm definitely all about heel Cena. Again, I've been wanting it since like 2010 when there was rumors of him, maybe leading the NWO as the leader like Hogan did. But again, it had to come to his very last year and his last literal, 10 months in the company. But I'm definitely excited to see where it goes. And it's perfect because, we know The Rock and Cena had that rivalry early on, and they're both at the point where they're almost completely done, wrestling. You could always have Cena wrestle like Undertaker, like once a year. Rock could wrestle once or twice a year moving forward, right? But, they've always been linked together, even though they didn't come into the business at the same time. Rock was in there, with Stone Cold back in the day. And then Cena came through with, Randy Orton and Batista around like 03, 04. But definitely, like I always mention, heel versions of the wrestler are always going to be the best version of a wrestler. Name me one wrestler, that is going to give you more excitement as a face than a heel. You really can't. Hulk Hogan was great, but Hollywood was better. It was more groundbreaking, going dark and with the black beard and then the NWO, again, and you can go with like face Randy Orton, but the heel one is a little bit more diabolical. You get a little bit more, out of those guys. And I'm not saying that, if someone's a face, they're not going to be good. Like Seth Rollins as a face, Cody Rhodes as a face, Cena, over all those years as a face, fantastic. But when they go heel, it just, it brings that level of intensity. The promos are better. You never know what you're going to end up getting with run-ins and cheating, new factions, and it just, when you end up going to the dark side, when you end up being a heel or a villain, you get the best version of that person. Promos are better. Interviews are better. Wrestling typically ends up being a little bit better. I can't wait to be able to see what we get here. 65-62 Blazers. Let's go, baby. What's good, Bubba? $2 holla. Stacks on stacks. Racks on racks. A little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. We're at 2:98 to go. Let me know what you want to do for a photo or two, and I got you. Man, I am too. Yep. Yeah, exactly. And that's why, you can't necessarily, feed on the internet wrestling community and the promos. Some stuff is super tight-lipped, because again, even if there was rumors in the back, you never know where you might have that leak. So, to be able to, keep it, a secret, I imagine there was probably, a handful of people that knew about the heel turn and whatnot. And, very exciting to see kind of where it goes. WWE has already been number one since Triple H took over, but they're leaps and bounds, and it gets you so excited, when you see the stuff at the PLEs, that it makes you want to go out of your way if you're not a regular watcher and see what happens on Raw, see what happens on NXT, see what happens on SmackDown. And they definitely got everyone, they're just salivating right now. And just waiting, the anticipation for Mania coming up here in around 46, 47, 48 days. I love it. I don't think Drummond is terrible. Drummond is actually having a good game today. What are you talking about? Are you even watching the game? He's got 18 points. Come on, my guy. I mean, the one main reason that the game is close is that fucking Drummond is playing well. Thank you, Odin. I appreciate you. Yeet. Odin in the building. Appreciate you. Stacks on stacks. Racks on racks. A little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. Appreciate you. And again, there's a lot of other, things, based on The Rock doing the 3, the 2, and the 1. Is it a countdown? Are they going to be adding members, to this like corporate Rock faction? Are they going to be eliminating a different person? That was the third person, the second person, the first person. Are they going to be going down the line? So, obviously on the internet and the wrestling community, they all have theories, but no one really fully knows until we get to that point. And the long-term storytelling, is great. You'll always see subtle things that The Rock says or does, gestures, and he may have not done it like this. He might have done it, kind of to the side or something, similar, but just that, little tweak of not doing it exactly like Cena, so that way you're not catching on too early, kind of planting the seed. And man, the long-term storytelling that they're doing now, it definitely reminds me of kind of what they did way back in the day, whether it been back when I was a kid, but primarily in the best era of wrestling from 95 to 99 in the Attitude Era and the NWO era and the ECW era in its prime. Fantastic. Judah in the building. What's good? I got you. Shout out to the Mariners for getting a dub here today. And also, too, with the Jade Cargill run, and they tried to pin it on Liv and Raquel. I always kind of had a weird feeling that Naomi was the one, but who's to say it's not Bianca and that she's actually the guilty party and whatnot? Like I said, you never know what twist that they're going to be able to, kind of go and give you a left turn or a right turn that you weren't expecting. I mean, I'm always looking at things from multiple, angles, not just, what they say on the internet or what the popular theory is. I'm always going to be looking at multiple theories. LaRousse. See if we can get you a couple here. Megan with the 20. Appreciate you. And I like the suggestions on doing coaches. We see that from time to time with people like Megan and a few others, but it's always cool to be able to shine a light, off the dono based off, favorite managers or coaches that you admire or that were your favorite for your favorite team. Tony La Russa from back in the day and Jay Johnson for your LSU Tigers. Shout out. Appreciate you. Odin and Megan, let me know what you're wanting. And I got you. Megan with a 20. Ah, nice. Tickets and accommodation booked for Back to the Future, including a suite at the casino and tickets 10 rows from the front. So damn excited. September's too far away. $20 holla. I am excited for you. Can't wait to be able to see the photos when you go. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, a little Cactus Jack, bang, bang. Appreciate you. Oh, baby. DeLoreans and all. It's going to be sweet. Appreciate you very, very much. We're at 42, 58 to go. Yeah, but you got to think maybe, you're digging deep, Lenny, and maybe you thought it was Bianca all along, but you can't think that that's what you thought the whole time. Like there was never a doubt that it might have been, Naomi or someone else. Of course, you don't really know all the facts. You kind of have hunches, on who it could be and whatnot. But WWE has definitely proven that they're not predictable, like in the Vince McMahon era where we could literally predict who's going to win, how they're going to win, besides maybe like a Brock Lesnar, kind of just smash crush match, where he ends up winning in like 2 minutes and everyone's pissed off, or they have some fucked up ending, where the PLE or the pay-per-view ends in a weird way, right? That was kind of what Vince was known for. I hate factions, right? I love big guys, and I'm going to do it my way. Now, Triple H is kind of catering to, what they want, but also what the fans kind of want to see, but also giving that element of surprise. So we'll definitely get the truth sooner than later. Now we got Gunther making his way to the ring.
Some, they call you a freak of nature, but to me, you're just a freak.
Yeah, it also really depends on how much you watch and how long you've been watching for. Because, I mean, if you've been watching for 10, 20, 30 years, you've seen it all, different storylines, people, stabbing each other in the back, friends turn into enemies. So, nothing is, the unexpected in the, WWE universe. That's facts.
You really believe they cheer you because they like you.
Yeah, it shows you. It's like, Gunther, might be a generational guy that could have wrestled in the 80s and 90s, but he's generic Gunther. He's just, I get it. He's, his English is pretty good. It's not like he can't speak English. He can speak English good enough, but again, he's just doesn't really do it for a whole lot of people. And again, if you can't cut a promo, it doesn't really matter how good you are in the ring. Again, if you can cut a promo and you're great on the microphone, that's the hardest thing to do in the wrestling business. Anybody can wrestle. Not everyone can be a mastermind on the microphone. And I don't want to say that Gunther is terrible on the mic. I don't think he's terrible. I just think he's average. I think everything that he does, besides him being in the ring, he's like a Sheamus, very physical, great in the ring, but his style of wrestling in the ring is kind of boring to me. I get it. It's very aggressive, like Sheamus is, but I don't know. Sheamus is more entertaining. And I also think it's the move set that Gunther does. It's not necessarily the most exciting move set that he has in his arsenal either. Doesn't really have a gimmick, either. Just generic black shorts. I don't know. For some people, they may love him, but he's a little too vanilla for me. If it's going to be a big guy, I definitely would rather have a guy like Drew McIntyre. That's a big guy that everyone can get behind. Regardless, if you like him as a face or a heel, but he is way better on the mic. Moveset is better and has an aura or a vibe. I feel with like Gunther, if WWE execs didn't give him the gold, he would just be a mid-card guy. I mean, he's kind of boring, if we're being honest. But, we'll see how it goes, with Jay, and we'll see if, if he ends up being the new member, that gets locked into this like corporate Rock. Like, Gunther is just about to win against Jay, and then maybe Rock and Cena come out to help Jay win when he's just about to lose, and then Jay ends up joining. We'll see. So you sent me, but it doesn't come up for me for whatever reason. If you can send me like a still picture, but when you sent it to me, it just shows a black screen. I know it's like a GIF, but nothing. It just shows a black screen on my end, unfortunately. Let me go to the Instagram on the computer here to see if I can get it to come up there. But on my phone, it just came up as black. Let me see if I can go to Instagram here on my computer and maybe it'll load. Okay, I got it here. For whatever reason, it didn't load on my phone. Otis, nice. There we go. I love it. A perfect Marty McFly type of look. Ah, perfect. I like it. Odin and Megan, let me know what you guys want to do for photos, and I got you. Blazers up 76-68. Let's go, Rip City. Yeah, Otis, it might be the most likable, mid card to low card wrestler in the entire, industry. For a guy that, with the faction that they have, things are always going to be funny with them. And again, you don't really have too many guys, like Otis. You got R-Truth and you got Otis. Those are really the two guys at any given moment can say anything to make you laugh. But the thing is they can still wrestle. So it's like, they can be comedic on the mic. And sometimes, you're going to connect to an audience better than others. And, I don't know. I feel like, to me, Gunther might be the most boring, modern day champion that we've seen in the last maybe 25 years. And again, I think he has made strides, with his physique, over the years, being a little overweight and getting himself into shape. Obviously physical like Sheamus, but again, not having a gimmick, just black trunks and can't talk on the mic. I mean, how long are you going to be able to carry this person before, the crowd necessarily won't turn on Gunther. They've just never been invested in him from the beginning. It's like, okay, he's champ, but no one really wants him to keep it. Everyone would rather go. And it doesn't even matter if it was Jay. Hell, it could be Jimmy, and people would be rooting for Jimmy to win over him. Like, let's be real. All right. So again, he's had his moment, obviously with the shine, with the gold. And then we'll see if he ends up going for another belt, down the road. But, I would rather see someone like Drew, have that belt, obviously if it wasn't Jay. And we'll see how long, Jay Yeet will have that belt if he does. So.
Join me at chime.com and get paid when you say. Miles of flavor. Those crispy peaks. Square flakes, so bold, the whole night.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but that's the whole thing. Like, hustle, loyalty, respect. What's the opposite of that? Barely showing up, right? Not having to qualify for Elimination Chamber, doing what you want when you want, and it's about me, right? So again, he doesn't necessarily have to explain, he can say, I'm going doing movies, I'm doing TV shows, I'm doing me, so I think it's already kind of self-implied that he doesn't necessarily have to explain himself. Like, even after the post show, when The Rock went out there and, ended up, going off kayfabe and not staying in character and pretty much, went out of character after the event ended. Again, I don't think necessarily everyone has to go in depth and explain themselves. I feel John Cena's actions have already kind of set that, in line. Ben, when Cody won, Cena was in the ring cheering for him, right? And every single person that end up, having that close embrace, with Cody Rhodes had stabbed him in the back. Brock Lesnar, right? The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, and now John Cena. So I feel it's long-term storyline. You just need to go back and watch the old film or refresh yourself on the old film and the things that are on social media. But again, everything that he stood for, for 20 years before he went into, word life and then went into that run as a face, the super face, it's pretty much, I'm going to do the complete opposite of everything that I've done. And if you notice, as soon as Seth curb stomped CM Punk, maybe before, it would have been a little bit more drawn out, but again, Cena's trying to capitalize on obviously his last run with the company with 10 months to go. So that's for me. So. Oh. All right, let me see here. One sec. And again, if I'm going to be watching someone like Gunther, I would rather watch Sheamus. Let's see. We'll take a look at Sarah's new jersey that she got. And again, white is nice. It's nicey. Oh, chop party. Oh, nice headbutt by Otis. Oh, I like. And a great choice, too. You know, out of anyone to get on the team, obviously this would be the player to get. Nice decision. Clean, too. Just got to make sure you're careful with the food, and you know, because like I said, I think white always looks the best on jerseys. It pops, but you know, again, stains can be brutal with those too. Got to be a little careful. Get him, Otis. Get him, Otis. Hit him with a worm. A very short elbow. 1, 2, 2. We got Megan. Megan will be in the full cosplay. Ah, I like it. There we go. Sweet. Get him, Otis. And again, you know, every wrestler is going to be shaped a little bit differently. But have you noticed the thicker wrestlers are so much more athletic now? Not to say that they weren't back in the day, because they were. You know, Bam Bam Bigelow, super athletic. Vader, super athletic. But it's like almost kind of giving me vibes of guys like them back in the day. It's not just, oh, someone's a little bit thicker, maybe a little overweight, a little chubbier compared to some of the other guys that you see on TV that look like, you know, maybe they're chiseled, you know, with steroids or whatnot. But the athleticism, you know, from a lot of the guys that are a little bit bigger, Otis, the War Raiders, just to name a couple, they're super entertaining. Like, and again, they may never have the same type of popularity as Vader or Bam Bam Bigelow, but man, you're definitely seeing a new wave, you know, of shapes and sizes, you know, different types of culture, you know, the backgrounds of these individuals from the U.S. and beyond. It's a global, obviously, sport, you know, with wrestling. It's awesome to be able to see. It's always cool to be able to see people overachieve and give you more than you expected. And I think you get that with the War Raiders and with Otis. Let's see if Gunther can pick him up. He'll have to help him. Didn't get him up too high there. And I feel also, too, with Gunther, tell me if you guys disagree, but he ended up being more popular and more watchable when you ended up having a Ludwig Kaiser and you ended up having the faction. When Gunther is alone, he struggles. It's just like Judgment Day with certain people. You have to, you know, have a faction around certain guys. Certain guys can do it by themselves, and the ladies as well, but others need people around them, you know, to be able to kind of rise to the top. And it definitely feels that, you know, certain individuals, you know, they can't really do it by themselves. Like, they try, but it's not the same vibe. You know, when Gunther would come out with 2 or 3 other individuals on the quote unquote squad team faction, you know, him coming down alone is, you know, it doesn't really do it for that many people. Let's go. I got you. Yeet. Come on, Jay. And I got you in a little bit. Odin, let me know what you want, and I got you too. Yeah, but you also, Lenny D, you have to understand, it's not like John Cena or any wrestler is going to be wrestling full-time for 20 years. Most guys can't even make it that long. You know, that would still, you know, have a contract where WWE would still want to pay someone for that long of a career. So you got to think, you know, if you go full-time, you know, for 10 to 15 years, yeah, you know, at some point, you know, after your prime, you know, if you're good enough to be on TV or, you know, in movies, you're going to take that money and you're going to take that path just like The Rock did. What do you guys think about this faction? They've been making some kind of headway, and they couldn't really do it by themselves, but together they kind of make a decent tag team, you know, and it looks like they're going to split at some point, you know, but they've had a decent run, you know, with the two of them together. But eventually they will split up and there will be a one-on-one match between the two of them. That's how it always goes down, like Bianca and Jade, right? Get him. Oh, yeet. And a spear. Let's go. Easter eggs are always cool to be able to see. And sometimes, it's one of those things you only realize, kind of like in the blue or out of the blue, or, later on when you're watching old shows or old PLEs or pay-per-views, like I really feel like in this Triple H era, you have to pay attention to everything, that is said, hand gestures, based on, what, not only just Dwayne Johnson's doing, but, with the 3 and then the 2 and then the 1, every single thing is premeditated. It's calculated. And you just have to be able to pay attention to see if there's any of those little kind of Easter eggs that they're trying to spill what's going on in the future, but not fully exposing the entire plan. Gunther standing on top of Jay. But I'm definitely excited to be able to see where the faction goes. I mean, you got The Rock, right? Right? You got him. You got Travis Scott, and I guess he's he's been practicing. So again, he's starting to do some training. So at some point, Travis Scott might be into the ring, but someone needs to tell him that you don't hit for real like you did on Cody. Like, someone needs to tell him, like, hey, there's like certain ways to go about it, but they probably said just hit him with a fist. Who cares? And then Rock hit him with the belt after that. But it'll be interesting to see like who else joins, this particular faction. And, I'm not sure if it's going to be like a corporation type of thing, but it could be. I mean, we got 10 months. We'll see. All right, Odin, Megan, let me know what you guys want. And I got you here. I got to delete some of these photos real quick. And I got you. Odin, anything specific you want to be able to see, let me know. Oh, cool. All right, here, let me send these. Let me actually, if I can pull it up from what you sent me. There you go. It's like if you got photos, boom, you got some good ones. Oh, Odin's on it. He's like, I got a bunch. I'll send you 3 or 4. Here we go. And then after we get these up for Odin, we will get some more for Megan and anyone else that wants to join the Dono train. And it sounds like Ray Phoenix is going to be, coming through very, very shortly with Penta, and that will be awesome. Well, maybe, I don't know if they'll be able to call themselves the Lucha Bros like they did in AEW, but I can't wait to be able to see Ray Phoenix with Penta, and they could either be a tag team or, they could go one-on-one, or, they might, we'll see what direction they go with it, but like you can still end up having, Penta go singles, but then tag up here and there. And then eventually you can end up, going one-on-one with Ray Phoenix and Penta. You can go that route too. Lyra Valkyria. Ivy. Man, what could have been? Does she get any time in the business anymore? Is she getting any time to wrestle anymore? Remember, they kind of put her on the shelf. I know she wasn't getting a whole lot of opportunities and whatnot on TV. So I got you. I just got him. Bo is cleared. I was just about to. You read my mind, bro. I was just about to ask you, when is Bo cleared? And then you read my mind. Good ESP, my guy. $91.81 Blazers. Let's go, baby. 76ers who? Let's go. We had a rough loss yesterday after being up, 15 on the Cavs. So we definitely need this. We got Kraken tomorrow at 7 p.m. And then we play the Celtics on Wednesday, the Thunder on Friday. So, again, we need a little bit of oomph, in this lineup. And, again, we should have beat the Cavs, which would have carried over to this game. But, obviously they're playing well. We can't blow this lead. We're up by 10 in the third. Can't have back-to-back losses against the Cavs and the Sixers. But Blazers are playing like they're a top 15 team in the NBA, which is pretty cool considering how the season started and where they're at now. But we can't have, shit defense, and we have to be able to rebound here in this last fourth quarter. We'll get some of these up here for Megan before we get into the next match. Like what I'm seeing from the Blazers as well. Great series if you haven't watched it in a minute. They have some pretty good toys linked with Back to the Future as well, like displays with the characters and the cars and stuff that spins on kind of a base and whatnot. I've seen some pretty cool stuff over the years. Get you one more here. Yeah, that's gonna be exciting. Appreciate you guys very, very much. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 20 within the first hour and a half, 30 to 50 overall if we hit the algorithm. And I believe we're at, 42 or 58 to go for the dono goal. Appreciate you guys very much. And, of course, I had to hit you with The Rock, heel Cena, and Ripley defending her belt here tonight. Matt in the building. What's good?
Joining us tonight, UFC Hall of Fame,
Guida in the building. Okay, Clay. Nice belt. Sarah with the tour. Appreciate you. Every dollar counts. Oh, baby. The second best heel turn of all time. Reefer in the building. What's good, my guy? Didn't know if you'd be able to be here for this particular stream. Stacks on stacks. Racks on racks. A little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. $2 holla. Let me know what you want to see. I love it, man. heels are always better than faces. You know, you can have a great run as a super face, but I guarantee you this, when Cody goes heel, it'll be a hell of a lot more entertaining than what he's been doing after that 2 months, after the kind of like the honeymoon phase is over after beating Roman. It's been a little bland. You know, I don't think it's been terrible, but again, when Cody ends up going heel, whenever that is, that'll be a better run, and it'll be a little bit more entertaining at that point. I feel, you know, regardless if he has the belt or not, we'll see how it goes with him. But, you know, he definitely is the face of the company, a super face like Cena was for all those years. But heel versions are so much better. What's good, Reef?
Selling out. It's really not that surprising if you think about it. You know what I mean? Oh, you know what's going to be just like last year. You know, exciting is new generations. I mean, where does Logan Paul get out talking trash? Stop with this. The Logan dance, really? Your routine? I'm not John Cena. I need the WWE Universe. Needs a reminder of who AJ Styles is. So tomorrow, next Monday, New York, Madison Square Garden. Call it.
99-85 Blazers. Let's go, baby.
Well, tonight, Monday Night Raw is brought to you by Cricket 5G. Smile. You're on Cricket. I mean, you could be smiling in a matter of minutes. He has an opportunity to win a Women's Intercontinental Championship from Lyra, Valkyria, right now.
NWO. And when you're NWO, you're NWO for life, brother. Oh, yeah. I mean, hell, I'd still wear the gear. I've never stopped not wearing the hell. I got NWO Wolfpack on right now. I got NWO underneath. I mean, the impact is real, man. Scott Hall, baby. Kevin Nash. This should be pretty good. 101.90 Blazers. I'm good, man. Wrestling, again, I haven't felt this type of excitement in wrestling since, you know, the wrestling was at its very best, you know, from 95 to 99. Any diehard wrestling fan that was watching back then knows that was the best era for WWF. It was the best era for WCW and the NWO, and it was the best era for ECW in its prime with RVD, Sabu, you know, and Paul E. Dangerously, Lance Storm, Tajiri, you know, Mike Awesome. I mean, I can go on and on and on. Justin, Credible. I mean, come on, man. And this time, you know, it's a different vibe and a different era, but man, they are cooking. Ooh. Lyra with the big double kick there. I appreciate that. I also have a satin NWO, you know, black and white, you know, jacket that I wear from time to time as well. But again, I think Wolfpack stuff is a little bit more rare, but, you know, I like both. And I feel like, you know, the factions were both cool. You know, obviously, you know, everyone kind of had a preference, but, you know, I definitely love both, you know, the red and black and obviously just the black and white. 105.92 Blazers. Let's go. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of people didn't get a chance to see RVD in his prime. They saw WWF RVD, which was, you know, lame in my opinion, because they didn't let him do all the chair shots and all the hardcore stuff. Like, if you really want to see what wrestling's about, you watch RVD in ECW from 95 to 99. And as far as athleticism, he might be the most athletic wrestler ever. Like, if you go back and watch some of those matches, I don't think I've ever seen anyone as entertaining as him in his prime. And again, there's a lot of, you know, goats that have wrestled, you know, in that time period and even before him and after him. But he was on a whole nother level with Sabu and ECW. But it just kind of depends on what kind of wrestling you like. Hardcore wrestling, Do you like, the NWO kind of vibe with WCW, cruiserweight division, and seeing some of that, Lucha Libre wrestling, or were you a Hogan, or were you like a Rock, Stone Cold, Undertaker, Mankind kind of guy or girl, and DX type of fan, so everyone has their allegiances kind of, depending on what they, kind of felt that they connected to the most. So, oh, Raven's flock, Sick Boy, Lodi. I mean, I could name drop for days. The reason I also like this Wolfpack jacket is it's got all the little small 4 Lifes and then the NWOs, as you can see, all over the jacket. And it was a trend in the 90s and the early 2000s where skaters, and also kind of like rappers and whatnot, they would have certain clothes that would have that type of print. If you guys remember from like 25, 30 years ago, it was kind of one of those common things. Why did it ever go away? To me, I feel like you still see it in certain brands from time to time, like Supreme, and there's other brands that they'll do it from time to time and whatnot, but it's not as common as it was from back in the day. And I honestly think with like fashion, it looks the best. Like, you can do it with so many different brands, and it looks awesome if you put it together the right way with the right color and the right combo, the right wording on it with NWO and 4 Life. Doesn't get any better than that. All right, hold on real quick here. I saw those, Odin. 1 sec here. See if I can squeeze these in. But it's definitely, I would say, as far as my stylish, jackets and whatnot, as far as like style wrestling jackets, it's definitely the most stylish for sure. Got a very unique look. Oh my. Look at Hellraiser. I think Megan's got one of those or something similar to that when we talked back in the day. Very cool, Odin. Oh, man. That would have been amazing. I mean, Sabu in his prime, too. To me, I feel like RVD and Sabu, they never really got the full appreciation. But for me, again, even with Undertaker and Mankind and Rock and Stone Cold and the NWO and DX, like if I had my choice, to watch something, I feel like entertainment value, hardcore value, you're seeing things that you might have never seen before. You got it with RVD and Sabu and ECW. So it might have been the cheapest promotion because obviously Paul Heyman, Paul E. Dangerously didn't have a lot of money and some of the checks bounced to the wrestlers and whatnot. But I feel for like low budget wrestling is what they would call it. It was more entertaining than WCW and WWF at points. Some points the matches were, punch, kick, DDT, body slam, leg drop, pin, but with ECW, you never knew if you were going to see a Van Daminator, a Van Terminator, chairs, Bill Alfonso, people jumping off ropes and doing backflips into the ring, outside of the ring into the crowd. Like you saw things from RVD and Sabu that you still don't even see to this day. And I like that shit. Oh, good counter there by Lyra.
because her leg gave out.
107.98, Rip City. Mariners won today. Let's go, baby. 30 piece for Anthony. Take that. Take that. Plus, we should have fucking won yesterday against the Cavs. We're not fucking losing this one today. We got the Celtics on Wednesday and the Thunder on Friday. We already know how tough that's going to be. You know, defense and rebounding were not very good in the second half, you know, and we lost it. We ain't losing today. You met Justin Credible? No way. I think you might have mentioned that to me, but Lance Storm, Justin Credible, Tajiri, Mike Awesome, like even guys that were like low budget, like Mike Awesome and Masato Tanaka, they had so many good matches. Like I got ECW VHSs. I would go back on eBay when they first came out. There was a guy that would make custom covers from his computer and then put together a VHS that was custom that he either recorded from a pay-per-view, or he would do a compilation for me, like best of RVD matches, and then he would go through and edit it, and I would have like 15 of RVD's best matches, televised or untelevised, and I would buy this custom cover that he would make on the front, and then he would have all the matches listed on the back. And this was kind of like when DVDs were kind of brand new, and then ECW DVDs came out at like Suncoast and some of those companies that probably don't really exist that much anymore. And I still have all of them in my DVD binder today. I think I have like 10 ECW DVDs. I might have to dip into that here later tonight. 109, 101, Blazers. Let's go. Yeah, I was going to say, if it was something that you told me recent, I would have definitely remembered. It might have been a long time ago. 2. Hey, when you're NWSF, you're NWSF for life, brother. It's crazy to see the talent level of the females that aren't even, in the spotlight, week in and week out. They're kind of like on the come up. But to go back from like the Divas era and then to see where it is now, it's not just about pretty faces and ladies that can model and look pretty. It's crazy to think about how much talent is in the female circuit, not just in WWE. They have the most. There's other females that are incredibly talented in other promotions, but woman for woman, WWE has so many, and they have so many kind of up in the ranks, that are going to be coming up. And it's going to be exciting to see where the division goes in the next 5 years. The Backyard Wrestling DVDs. It'd be funny if you bought a Backyard Wrestling DVD and you found me on there. That would be crazy. O-Dog getting fucking power bombed off the trampoline onto the concrete, writhing in pain. O-Dog jumping off the roof, elbow dropping someone into the grass. Yeah, a real one. And obviously with Sunny, we already know, we know with Sunny, she got around and destroyed a lot of lives. Let's and then obviously with, the, car accident and everything that's happened to her, after wrestling, karma sometimes has a weird way of coming back to you if you are not a good person. So did see Liv's bruises from the chamber. She was definitely selling how bad she was hurt after. And, she's been so drastically improved on the mic and in the ring in the last few years. Nice job, Lyra. Ivy Nile is actually pretty skilled as a wrestler too. When I see her and the colors that she wears, doesn't she remind you of someone that should be paired up with like Chad Gable? Like in a faction like that. Just based off the colors, representing America with the red, white, and blue. It's like, yeah, we had Shelton Benjamin and Kurt Angle, and you had that kind of angle back in the day. And then you kind of have like a modern day version that you could do with like a Chad Gable now. And another guy that I absolutely love on the mic and in the ring. Talk about underrated. Chad Gable's mic skills have dramatically improved in the last 2 years. And He can cut a promo just as good as any superstar in WWE, including the top guys. Like if you had Gable and CM Punk in the ring, it's not like you would notice that, Punk is so much better. Gable is an animal on the microphone, and I like what he does in the ring as well. $111, 101 Blazers. Let's go. 3 minutes to go, baby. Let's go. So we had Seth Rollins appear. Bianca's going to appear. Obviously, we seen Gunther, right? CM Punk made his, obviously, presence known. We just got done with Lyra Valkyria and Ivy Nile for the IC title, but I'm really excited about the War Raiders and American Made, and then Ripley versus EO for the belt.
Thank you so much, Steph. I know you're on your way out, but can I get a comment about what happened between you and CM?
When you end up having backstage fights and you have fights in the ring, you have to do it the right way. Because, sometimes, when you're barely punching and you're barely kicking, it's like all for show. You have to really be able to go after each other to make it believable. Because how many times have we watched wrestling where you get like the referees, you get random security, and it just looks, so fake, and it kind of takes away from the whole buildup of the match that's going to happen at Mania or SummerSlam. They have to find that right balance where you let them fight, but then you have people pull them away. But when they're scrapping, you can't just be like fake slap and ghost punches, and what I mean. You have to make it believable, and I think that's one thing on the WWE side as well as every company. They need to find that right balance on letting them fight and then having people come in and break it up. And then when they're going at each other, it's not like so fake looking. I think that's one minor thing that they could, improve to make it a little bit more believable on the show. But I mean, if that's like the only thing that they need to work on in WWE, I mean, there's a reason why they're king, And again, for the casual wrestling fan, they may not notice, but for a lot of us that have been watching for 20, 30, 40 years, I don't want to say it's like cringy, when I end up watching guys get together like that. I just want to see it be a little bit more believable, either backstage or in the ring. And also it's like the attitude of the people that are breaking it up, are you serious? Are you laughing? Like, is it all for show? I just want it to, and we obviously know things are scripted. We already know that, the outcomes are already predetermined, but that doesn't mean that you can be a good actor or actress and sell to the fullest ability, even with run-ins and even when security is involved. So, yeah, I do believe that, there are really true beefs, there, and they don't like each other, just like when CM Punk was beefing with the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. When you end up having an alpha personality, and you end up having this incredible ego, you got to think CM Punk had his name chanted for 10 fucking years on shows that we didn't even know if he would ever come back to, on Raw or SmackDown or NXT or in AEW, like we've never really seen anything like that. And even though he wasn't everyone's favorite when he was in WWE the first time around, and then he had his little pipe bomb, that he did obviously on the mic, and then he ended up leaving the business, came back to AEW, to pretty open arms initially, then rubbed people the wrong way. People kind of turned on him like they did with Ronda Rousey. They were about her when she first came in, realized that she couldn't really, differentiate the difference between UFC, MMA, and wrestling. And then they turned on her, right? But now, with him back in WWE, I feel like this is home for him. And, AEW was temporary. He had some good runs there. But, with him on the microphone, that's the best part about CM Punk now. His wrestling skills have gone down a little bit with age. Father Time is undefeated. Just ask John Cena. But if you can cut a good promo, you can still be relevant, even if your wrestling skills have gone from a 10 to like a 7. If you're still a 10 on the mic, people will overlook maybe some of the subtle, moves that are, maybe not as crisp as they were a few years back. So 117-101, Rip City. Let's go. Blazers up by 16. Let's go, baby.
Las Vegas, April 17th, April 21st, WWE five-day event featuring the Vegas, the largest WWE WrestleMania history. Just gonna today.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if we're really, I mean, some things, look like, things are rigged or favoritism. But let's be honest. If the NFL was truly rigged, the Eagles wouldn't have won the Super Bowl. The Chiefs would have won it, right? They would have found a way to be able to help them throughout that whole game, and they would have won. And again, you have to keep it close so that way that, the calls that go 50-50. But if the league was truly rigged based on how, quote unquote, the Chiefs got helped in every game at the end of the game to win, right? Why would you have the Eagles win if it was truly rigged? The Chiefs would have won. So, obviously there's going to be some suspect calls for every team. And, just like the Patriots, the Chiefs are kind of, they are that team, that, they had their run. The Eagles ended up winning this past year, right? But if it was truly, truly rigged, the Chiefs would have won. And it would have been the same type of shit that, we saw in the regular season. But again, obviously, if they ended up having that big of a lead, there was no comeback, that was possible. No, but I mean, they could have found a way. I mean, they found a way in the regular season with some of those games, They definitely could have made calls before the game got out of hand.
If you don't do something about it, I'm going to do to him exactly what I did to Roman Reigns. I will make sure he doesn't make it to WrestleMania at all. So this is not.
I mean, we obviously know that there's going to be cheating in sports, referees and gambling. You already know NHL, NBA, NFL, college football, MLB. It's going to happen. People are going to get arrested, and that, it happens. But I don't think it happens as much as people want to assume it happens. There's going to be certain referees that are guilty parties, but that doesn't mean every referee is cheating or has an agenda, or has a bet slip in their back pocket, that they need to cash in. 119-102 Blazers. The cage match.
Back to the arena here tonight in Buffalo. Ludwig Kaiser going to take it back to his history.
Ludwig Kaiser.
Take advantage, attack from behind. Taking Penta out and then kills last week.
Penta's gear so far. And it's probably the best utilization of a AEW star coming into WWE and doing it the right way. Giving him, the proper look, just like he had obviously in AEW, maximizing the pyro and the lights and the smoke. And then obviously being able to bring in Rey Fenix as well is going to be awesome. Yeah, but again, they didn't win at the end, though. All right. And it's all about if you win at the end. So you can win in the regular season, but, 20 years from now, people aren't going to remember the regular season of, 2024 and what happened with the Chiefs. That's just going to be old news. So, but for me, I feel it was more, coaching, and there was some, weird things that did happen, but again, if you have discipline and you have the best coaching, those are certain things that are going to help you, with discipline, and not jumping off sides and, having that discipline not to fuck the game up like a lot of other teams do. So.
If you really think that we still have unfinished business, you might want to reconsider.
119, 102 final. Let's go, Blazers. I appreciate you, my guy. Take it easy. New world order for life, brother. Oh, yeah. Appreciate you, my guy. All right, see what else we got here. Anything else relevant here? Penta. Like, WWE would have never done this for very many individuals, but again, it's that lucha libre presence, that La Parca presence, and it's not just to get the Latino and the Latinas into wrestling more for WWE. Again, he already was special in AEW, but again, they're definitely giving him an assist to maximize his popularity in the business. They're doing it the right way. And hopefully they do Rey Fenix the right way as well, even though Penta is the bigger star out of the two. Reigns, Rollins, and Punk. Get him, Penta. But since they've been doing Penta with the singles matches since he came in first, it's, it'll be interesting if they pair them up, or how they go about Rey Fenix. And if they are trademarked with the Lucha Bros in AEW, or if they're able to use that name in WWE. No fear. Get him, Penta. Oh! Way to bring the excitement.
First off, congratulations on your Elimination Chamber win. But to say that day was an emotional roller coaster would be.
So we're going to find out it was Bianca all along. Wasn't Liv, wasn't Raquel. Kind of felt like it was Naomi, but maybe it was Bianca all along.
Jade and Naomi, I just really don't want to talk about it. I get to talk to both of them because it's very confusing. It's bittersweet for me because I do feel guilty. I feel guilty because just as sad as I am about what happened, I'm equally just as proud of what I accomplished in that Elimination Chamber. So tonight, I'm going to focus on finding out who I'm going to face at WrestleMania. And you have Leo Stein on one hand, who's one of the best in this division, and we have been battling it out over the past couple of years. We have Rhea Ripley, who is one of the most dominant women in this division, and we have both embraced to that mountaintop. But I'll tell you this much: no matter who it is, they're going to remember why you can't do WrestleMania without EST. Bianca, thank you so much. She is eagerly awaiting to see who she will face at WrestleMania for the Women's World Championship, as are we. Pat, Cole.
It is our main event here tonight. The championship night continues on Monday Night Raw. Rhea Ripley defends her Women's World Championship against Io Sky. The winner goes to WrestleMania to defend the title against Bianca Belair. Coming up tomorrow on the CW, it's NXT.
NXT has been cooking. It's been a little bit more entertaining than SmackDown. SmackDown needs to go back to 2 hours, not 3. Hardy Boys. Kathy Kelly. Hell yeah. I'm ready for some War Raiders, baby. Still awesome that they have gold. You know, again, they could definitely be one of those guys that's overlooked like Otis, and, you know, they're super athletic. Nice to be able to get everyone a fair shot to be able to have some gold. And that's tough, especially with so many wrestlers in WWE on Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. Sometimes you're the odd man or odd woman out. So yeah, they need to figure out you know, someone, you know, to be able to pair up with them for sure. All right, let me see. Is there anything else on right now that's worth a damn? What do we got? Yankees and Pirates. Let me see what they got cooking here. Yeah, Yankees up 10-3. Oh, moly. So I think we'll probably do Kraken tomorrow at 7 o'clock Pacific versus the Wild. Then on Wednesday, we're going to do Blazers and Celtics, and that'll be at 4 o'clock Pacific. Hopefully we don't get absolutely obliterated. Then on Thursday, Kraken Predators are on at 5 on Thursday, but I think the Dodgers and Mariners are playing. Yeah, or no, maybe it's on the next day, on Friday. Thursday, there's a split squad matchup with Mariners and Angels and Mariners and Diamondbacks. And then Friday, the Dodgers and Mariners play. So I'll probably do Dodgers and Mariners on Friday. I mean, unless I guess we do SmackDown or something of that nature if I have a link for that. But we'll do a little bit of basketball, a little bit of hockey, and a little bit of baseball. And then when we get into the weekend, we'll do the NASCAR Cup Series, and we'll be at Phoenix, and that'll be on Sunday, and that'll be at 12:30 Pacific. We're at 44, 56 to go. T. Higgins franchise tag. He broke the news himself. Second year, that's a lot of money, but you can't really let a guy like that go necessarily. Eagles cut 6-time Pro Bowl cornerback Darius Big Play Slay. No surprise there. Jimmy Johnson retires from Fox. And that's pretty much it as far as news.
The world is also talking about what happened this past Saturday in the elimination game.
Every single nationality going crazy over Cena's heel turn. But again, it wouldn't have been this big, right? If he would have went heel, like, you know, 15 years ago, like if he was the leader of the NWO in 2010 and did that for a couple years, you know, this would have still been shocking. But just the simple fact that he never, you know, went for a heel turn, you know, ever, you know, besides the beginning with the Word Life, and then went with the super face for pretty much 20 years. And then you ended up getting the biggest surprise at the end of the career, you know, for the last 10 months to go super heel. Pretty sweet. Oh, Yankees. Did they just homer there? 12-3 Yankees. Holy moly. Oh, he crushed that. Here's my guy, Chad Gable. Speaking of.
You know this guy? Hey, you know this guy? Can't know about that.
We need 8 more likes to be able to get to 20. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. We're at 13 now. 7 more to get to 20. Let's get there. Yeah, Gable, super underrated.
Gable? Do I know you? It's waiting for you. So you're the guy? You're the one that's going to help me beat the luchadors? You cannot fight what you don't understand. You must become lucha. I've traveled too far to get here. I'll do anything. Come on. What do I got to do? Willpower beyond your understanding.
Is Chad Gable going to turn into like a lucha? Is that where he wears the mask and all that? Is that what we're going to get? He's going to completely change his whole entire style and be like Penta? Or any of the lucha libres from back in the day? I mean, are we going to get Gable and Penta or Gable and Ray Phoenix in the future? That could be interesting. The only thing I'm concerned about is him on the microphone. If he's lucha, like, are they not going to have him talk as much? Because that's the thing that's improved dramatically for Chad Gable is his mic skills. But it would be interesting to see him turn into full lucha, though. Yeah, War Raiders with the gold. Let's go. So, Odin, you know, from back in the day, did you ever visualize them having gold? You know, because early on, it didn't really look like they were ever going to touch gold ever. You know, it felt like they were hella disrespected and they weren't really getting a whole lot of, you know, opportunities and whatnot. It's awesome to be able to see them, but you're right. They need better competition. Too bad Enzo and Big Cass fucked up their whole thing, you know, in WWE. God, those guys were over. I miss them. My name is Enzo Amore. I'm a certified G bona fide stud, and you can't teach that. Redbeard.
Nobody really pulls for these. And it's Eric starting to face off against Julius in this matchup. He's a team super NXT Tag Team Champions, and it's twice down at NXT. The Raiders with the titles and World Tag titles back in December. They beat Finn Balor and J.D. McDonough on Judgment Day. Buffalo Wings, Jack Daniels, football. So many great things waiting there.
I like the beards.
This is the athleticism and the ability that these three brothers have that certainly have to have the world on notice.
It's like the Creed brothers, you know, they have the gear, you know, like Kurt Angle and Chad Gable, But like the only way that those guys would be able to go to like the next level is having someone like a Chad Gable in their corner and having like a faction. It's just like if it's just them two, like no one's gonna care. That's just the business. Just like with Gunther being by himself, it's not the same with Ludwig Kaiser and someone else next to him. Some guys are able to do it by themselves or with a tag partner. Others need a team around them. I feel like the Creed Bros, they have some skill, but I don't think anyone really cares about them, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're there, but it's just like you're going through the motions. They're there as an opponent, but, you're never going to hear someone saying, oh, my God, the Creed Bros are my favorite, said no one, They're just kind of generic. Not as generic as, like, Gunther, but, again, if you can't talk on the mic, I mean, some of their moves are semi-interesting, but War Raiders definitely give you more of a splash. Nice clothesline. Nah. Oh. Boom, baby. Yeah. Got to grow your beard out, my guy. Then you really look like a Viking. Ivar. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh my God! I mean, momentum is a motherfucker, but that could have been really bad. Holy hell! Especially when you get someone that weighs that much and then momentum flips them over. Holy hell! That could have been a neck injury. Like, oh my God! I mean, I've seen guys go over the ropes and whatnot, but that could have been really bad. Holy cow. I wasn't expecting that. Ultimate Warrior and Macho Man. Yeah. Gandalf. Good show, though. And it shows you, it's like you don't necessarily have to have like the biggest superstars wrestling on every single Monday Night Raw or NXT and SmackDown. It definitely shows you the evolution, of the company, where you can end up having, mid-card guys, low-card guys, and then a few, high-end, prospects at the top. And then you put it all together and you can still have a fantastic show without having like Rock or Cena or, individuals like that appearing. And I like the direction of where Mania is going here in about a month and a half. Introducing MyPay from China, a revolutionary new way of getting your pay when you want. Get up to $500 of your pay before payday. No interest, no credit check, no mandatory fees. When any day is payday, it's a good day. Oh, I just saw this one that you sent. I always like that art from this guy. This guy does art for all wrestling. And anytime I see something like this, I always typically share it or, try to find it. But, there's the RVD and then obviously all of the different opponents and whatnot. The guy is a fantastic artist and he does it, for WCW, WWE, and ECW. But wow, I mean, look at all of those wrestlers. I can almost name every single one of those guys. Holy moly. Thrashing. Oh, look at that. The headbangers.
The three brothers versus the War Raiders, and Brutus and Julius been dominating.
Mosh and Thrasher. Holy cow. Two.
They got a bit ahead of himself there. These three brothers have been working in unison. No, I don't fight back. He needs a breather. Oh, sit down. Cheeks to chest from the War Raiders.
McAfee. Cheeks to chest. Let's go, Ivar. Get that tag. Come on, Eric. Nice. Nice drop kick there. Ooh. That was clean, baby. Tag is made. The gathering of the Juggalos. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, baby. Nice double team move. Two.
Back and forth like he was a baseball. Complete control. This is why they're our champions. Again, double team coming. Yeah. There's the power. Julius in deep trouble, lands on his feet, however. Now Julius.
Oh, high knee. Oh, shit. Into the post. Oh. That belly to belly was a little low there. Oh, shit. 450? Two. I wasn't expecting a 450. Holy fuck. 450 is, I'm used to seeing that in like, WCW or ECW. I'm not really used to seeing 450 splashes in WWF or WWE. Holy moly. Iconic. I mean, we don't have them anymore, but the closest thing that we have is Chelsea Green to them, personality-wise, so at least you got someone that's kind of filling that role. Oh, nice forearm smash there. Oh, another one. Ivar with the tag. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. High risk. High risk. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Be careful. Oh, superplex. It always makes me nervous when I end up seeing high-risk maneuvers. Oh, with individuals that are, not lightweights. If they end up being middleweight or heavyweight, lots of things can go wrong if it's not perfect. Oh, here we go. High risk. Ivar. Oh! A man of that size doing that move is awesome. He's like, let me roll over and get in position here. Don't go too early. Whoa! Shooting star. Two. Holy cow. Zay in the building. What's good? 450 and a shooting star press. Wow. Okay. And that's how you get people excited, for a team or an individual wrestler, when you're not expecting. Wow. Wow. I mean, it's like, that these guys can be physical, but I don't know if anyone anticipated a lot of high-risk maneuvers in this match. And if you get the crowd to chant, "This is awesome," for that, single reason, you've done a great job. Ooh. Little creativity there. Both teams got some pretty good double team maneuvers as well. Uh-oh. He said, "Exciting whites." Tell him, Pat. Throw him out of the ring. Oh! Holy cow, that crossbody was awesome. There we go. Now it's over. Tag him in. Here we go. That's over. Here we go. Good match. I had a feeling that would be one of the sleeper matches overall. Awesome. What's good, Zay? Yeah, I watched. Yeah, it hasn't been, a great, spring training for the Mariners, with some ups and some downs, some, good wins and some bad losses. But we did get the dub on you guys today, 7-2. And Cal with his first big dumper home run in spring training, like you mentioned. I got that on my socials. But I assume the Guardians will be very good this year. Can't wait for our matchups in the regular season. We'll have a good time in the stream when we play each other, for sure. How's everything else going for you, Zay? Defensively? How do any of your young prospects look? Have you been watching on a regular basis? I've been watching almost every game, so I know I'm kind of extreme in that measure, watching like NASCAR trucks, Xfinity, and the Cup, and watching a lot of these spring training matchups. To most people, they mean nothing. But if you do have young guys on the up and up that might be called up, you definitely want to watch to see how they look. And I haven't got a chance to see a lot of Harry Ford, Lazaro Montez, Cole Young, and Colt Emerson, until this year. So there's been a lot of hype with our farm system, but this is like the first year we're actually seeing them integrated with our starters and other backups, which is kind of cool. So. Oh, nice. I agree. We need 6 more likes to be able to get to 20. So if you are in the room, Zay, or any individual that just dropped in a second ago, do your boy a solid. We only need 5 more to get to 20. We're almost there. Yeah, but I think, with the Jade Cargill surprise, I feel like the women's match, I feel like the men's, if they didn't have the back-to-back eliminations right out of the gate, I think that, things could have been a little bit better where you could have had more double team, triple team moves. Anytime you end up having a chamber or, something of that nature, or like a rumble, it's different when it's a rumble, when you see one guy go out and another guy go out and another guy go out, when you get a guy like Brock Lesnar or like a Drew McIntyre entering the ring. But when you only have like 6 individuals or 5 individuals, there's no point of eliminating someone back to back, in a matter of 10 seconds. You could have, eliminated one, did a few moves, and then eliminated the next person. And I feel like if they would have done that, maybe the men's would have been a little bit better, slightly. But it's not like the men's was bad, but I think the women's one was a little bit more entertaining. Roxanne Perez was flying around, and, you want the matches to be fast. You want to be fast paced. You don't want to be slow.
Unbelievable. And the look that Kevin Owens had when he saw was what he knew that he was going to pay the piper.
Yeah, and that was from years ago too. Their vibe and linking up, like when they had the Niners in Mexico a couple years ago when we did the stream. But there's quite a few, NFL, MLB, NHL, and NBA stars that, love wrestling, but it seems like you get more NFL players that are kind of linked to WWE. Okay, LWO.
You can take our spirit, and you won't take a fire. You guys tried to put my brothers down last week. Mis canales. We couldn't get the job done. And here we are. Aquí estamos, más fuertes que nunca, stronger than ever. You definitely should have finished what you started. You got 2 cups. You went on a vacation. Enjoy it, Xavier. Savor it, Kofi. Because next week, Dragon and I, we are gonna give you the worst Monday of your life.
All right, so tomorrow we'll do Wild and Kraken at 7 p.m. Pacific. Then Wednesday, we're going to do the Blazers and the Celtics at 4 Pacific. Thursday, we're going to do Kraken and Preds at 5. And then Friday, we're going to do OKC Thunder and Blazers at 5. So that'll be the schedule. We're going to go hockey, basketball, and then once we get into the weekend, we'll see what we have on tap for Saturday. And Sunday will be NASCAR, but Saturday, let's see what we got on Saturday. What do we got? Mariners and Cubs at noon on Saturday. We might do that. Blazers are off. And the Kraken play the Flyers at 9:30 a.m., so that's too early. So I think that's what we'll do. Hockey, basketball, baseball, NASCAR. So we'll do a little bit of everything. And again, I had a choice of doing the Blazers Sixers today, but if I'm already going to be doing a couple Blazer games against the Celtics and the Thunder, after a big, John Cena heel turn, there was no way I wasn't going to do this. And we've done Raw, 3 or 4 times, and I've enjoyed every time that we've done it. And hopefully we can get more wrestling fans to join us on Mondays, and hang out. It's nice to be able to sit back and have it be on the same time as everyone else. You guys used to get it early. I would have to wait till, late to get kind of like the replay on the West Coast. And it's a nice way to be able to hang with each other after a long weekend for 2 hours and 30 minutes and enjoy some classic WWE. Keel's at the Thunder game. That's going to be a tough one. I know a captain will be in the building on that one on Friday. And again, we beat the Sixers today. Celtics is going to be really tough. It's in Boston, and then we're going to have to go to OKC. Last time we played them, when we were on our, 10-game win streak, when we won 10 out of 11 or 9 out of 10, we only lost to the Thunder in that 10-game stretch by 10, which, some teams are getting blown out by like 30 by them. So we'll see how it goes. But I hope that the Blazers play hard. And if we lose, we lose. But, we'll see how it goes. But those will be really tough. Celtics and Thunder on Wednesday and Friday on stream. And then we'll see how the Kraken look tomorrow and on Thursday. We're at 44, 56 to go. Yeah, I mean, anytime KO and Sammy, fight, for some people it's repetitive, but, if you're looking for an entertaining match, you're going to get it with them every single time, regardless if there's weapons involved, if it's unsanctioned or not, if it's best of 2 or 3 falls, it don't matter. TLC, or even if it's just a fucking regular match, they're going to put on a show, and they always deliver.
A super fast connection to the court with no lag. That's Wi-Fi built for streaming live sports.
And we're in March now, believe it or not, right? And March Madness is just right around the corner. Sarah, do you have the dates on when March Madness officially starts? I normally know at this point, but I'm focused on like 10 different things, with all these different events that we have on the channel. But I assume that if you know offhand or look it up and can kind of give us a date when all that starts, so I can kind of pencil that in, and then we'll do a little bit of March Madness. I'm not going to do every game, obviously. There'll be select teams that I'll choose to do matchups and whatnot. Oh, Braun Breaker. Finn.
The only reason you're still Intercontinental Champion is because the Judgment Day have allowed you to remain Intercontinental Champion.
I like the way that Braun, goes all out when he runs on the ropes. We've never seen anybody really do that besides maybe like the Ultimate Warrior on drugs back in the day in like the 80s and 90s when everyone was, not just on steroids, so to speak. Oh.
I remember all of the Judgment Day.
Braun is a hell of a lot better than Gunther.
Braun, my name is Finn Balor, and I shoot up little rookies like you for breakfast because in this ring, I am untouchable. That's right, I am untouchable, and I can take that title from you anytime I like. But you're clearly just a little bit smarter than you look.
I feel with like Finn, his run, with Judgment Day and whatnot, I feel it's kind of dry, like Gunther. Like, for him, he's decent on the mic, but it doesn't really do anything for me. I know some people like Lenny D love him, maybe from like Bullet Club and whatnot, but I don't know. For me, he's kind of boring. Like, if you really want to be able to spice things up, he should go back to his alter ego, and wear the mask and all that, even though I know that's only a thing that he would do once in a while. But if he actually did that full time, maybe a character change, for him would be good for his career, because just based on how, he wrestles and talks now, he's just another guy, The run has been a little bland for him, in my opinion. I was going to say, make sure you pick up your belt. One of these fans are going to try to grab it. You know how fans get. Oh, Dirty Dom. Goodbye. Ooh. Like at some point or another, Braun could end up being champion of the company. There's only a few people, that, he kind of has, as far as like aura, he kind of has like a Goldberg aura vibe, right? Like he seems like a guy that could have wrestled in the NWO or in DX, back in that time period. But he has an aura about him. Some people, want the aura bad like Finn, but you don't got it, And also it helps, being related to Scott Steiner and Rick Steiner too. Oh. But Braun is a megastar, Oh, and get saved. Selection Sunday, March 16th. Next week is conference championships. Okay. Yeah, and we'll sprinkle in some college basketball to make sure we can help people out with brackets if they're trying to win money at their job or with their friends or just in general. And I've kept up with, college hoops pretty consistently this season, so I'll be able to give some insight on that too. Oh, big spear. Oh. I don't know. Judgment Day led by Finn is boring. Again, Judgment Day was Ripley and Damian Priest. Like, this new Judgment Day doesn't do it for me whatsoever. Like, they went from being like the coolest faction in wrestling to like literally a faction that not a lot of people care about anymore. I mean, unless you're looking for Liv or Dom, Like, Braun's good enough for IC. He's good enough for Gunther's belt. Hell, he's good enough to be the actual, world champ, like at some point or another. And Braun could be one of those guys that could be in a faction or by himself, and he's good enough by himself. He doesn't need anybody, but it would be interesting down the road to see if they pair Braun up with like a tag partner or if it joins a faction or something, where that could go. It'd be epic if you ended up getting Scott and Rick Steiner back into WWE as like managers of Braun, and then they started like a faction. That would be incredible, but I doubt that would happen. But I would love to see Big Papa Pump and Rick Steiner, even as like a manager role for Braun. Like how epic that would be. Crowd would go fucking insane.
Every dream you've ever had, I can make come true. I just need you to be my champion. My soul no longer belongs to me. I gave my soul to this ring and these people.
Are they going to drop the F-bomb here again on Netflix? Let's see if they show it. Are they going to do it? Oh, they bleeped it. Come on. Why? Because it was on Peacock before. It's not like no one's ever heard fuck before. And then the face goes dark. And then you get the word life Cena. Fucking love it. Fucking love it. Love the heel turn. Love it. But again, I'm telling you, when Cody goes heel, and whenever that is, his run will be much better at that point than him being a face, So then if he ends up going heel and ends up getting a run, for whatever belt at that time, I think it'll be a little bit more memorable. Oh, Gru's coming back for the bobble. Now, I'm going to do the game for you tomorrow. So it's on at 7 p.m. Pacific. So we're going to do 2 Kraken streams this week. We're going to do one tomorrow against the Wild at 7. And then we're going to do one on Thursday when they play the Preds at 5. So hopefully the Kraken can show a good performance. Then we'll do Blazers, Celtics on Wednesday, Blazers and Thunder on Friday. And then maybe Mariners and Cubs on Saturday, and then NASCAR Cup Series on Sunday. So a little bit of everything. Hockey, basketball, baseball, NASCAR.
It's at 47 night. Las Vegas, Nevada. John Cena looks to win a record 17 World Championship.
I want to see what John Cena's theme music is going to be, and I want to see how he dresses. Is he going to go back to wearing, the chain and the throwback, or is that just in the past? Is he going to come out with brand new clothes, brand new, theme song, and it's going to be similar to maybe his first run, when he first, came through? I don't know. I don't think we necessarily need to see him wear the big chain or the Mitchell and Ness throwbacks and whatnot, And he definitely isn't going to be freestyling like he was, back in the day. At least we wouldn't think he would be, based off this edgier John Cena. But I mean, as people, we evolve. So I don't think you're going to see, the word life version, but it definitely will be a darker, version. But it'll be interesting to see the clothes, the gear, obviously the new shirts. They're going to sell like hotcakes. And to be able to see the new attitude, being heel, which is going to be the best, we've seen plenty of babyface Cena. I'm ready for NWO Cena. That's what I'm ready for. Word life Cena. I'll have to dig out my vintage John Cena merch that I have as well. I still have a vintage Cena headband, in the plastic and the wristbands. Shit, I might have to fucking wear them. I wouldn't have worn them during the face run, but now in the heel run. But they're brand new, and they've been sitting in the plastic for literally like 20 years and whatnot. And I had the towel, but I gave that to a kid. So I wanted the kid to be able to, I'm always going to be, trying to help people out, and give them a memory. But I couldn't give up the wristbands and the headband. But the towel, I was like, okay, I'll give the towel away, but I got to hang on to these pieces. Prototype, yeah. AJ Styles and Logan Paul, kind of mirror images of each other, athletic ability wise, so that could be interesting. Since, Logan Paul has, taken all of his moves from Hangman Adam Page, literally move for move. Steel cage match next Monday. Woo! Seth freaking Rollins, CM Punk. Oh, we're going live for Monday Night Raw next week just for that match. Just for the cage match alone. All right, talk tomorrow. Release the crack and defend the deep. Thank you for your support. And congratulations on your tickets and your experience with the Back to the Future. I'm excited for you. It's going to be sweet. We're going to do Monday Night Raw just for that. Yeet.
Excuse me, Jay, very noble of you to go out there and assist Alpha Academy, but we are still weeks out from your WWE Championship opportunity against the Ring General Gunther in the main event of WrestleMania. Does that throw you off your game? What happened out there?
A little bit.
I would love to see, Gunther, just looks like he's about to win, right? Then you get Rock and Cena with the run-in with Travis Scott, maybe there or maybe not. And then Jay ends up joining the corporation with Rock. Could happen.
Back against the wall. I feel suffocated. I can't breathe. But ain't nobody gonna pick me up for me.
Yeet. But again, there's no world that we live in that Jay doesn't get the belt. You know what I mean? It's like you got a generic superstar and one of the most over superstars. So yeah, at some point we'll do something for the NFL. I mean, obviously we'll be doing the NFL draft for day 1 and day 2, first round and second and third round. But we'll see, depending on the events that we have. We might end up just doing, a game, but we'll talk about what's going on. Here we go. Main event. Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky. Not really a fair matchup wrestling-wise. I mean, Io is such a smaller wrestler. But again, it will make for some, good fast-paced wrestling. And certain individuals can adapt with smaller wrestlers their size, and wrestlers that are bigger than them. Whether you're going against like Alexa Bliss or Io Sky, or Liv Morgan, or if you're going someone like Nia Jax, there's certain individuals that can kind of be a chameleon and wrestle anyone on any level, like Ripley. And we got Bianca making her way. And maybe we'll see Bianca go heel. Her going heel will be a better version of her. She's a super face too, but she could be like, yeah, I was the one that put out the hit because I don't want anyone taking my shine. And that's why, we tried to pin it on someone else like Naomi or Liv or Raquel, but it was me all along, and then you could have a one-on-one with Jade Cargill or a triple threat with Jade Cargill, Naomi, and Bianca, even though Bianca deserves, more, like on that Charlotte Flair level, obviously, and her obviously winning the chamber, they're going to go. But you can always have that as like an alternate storyline, either after Mania or before, where you can end up having a match on Raw or however you decide to do it. But it'll be kind of interesting to see how that all plays out. But it definitely feels like we still have a lot to learn in that situation, and they're just kind of teasing us along. So
Jack, aluminum-free deodorant with many naturally derived ingredients, so you can.
At Domino's, 2 or more medium 2-topping pizzas give you 34 million different flavor combinations for just $6.99 each. But when you add on 8 dip cup flavors, every single bite is a new combination. Add a dip cup when you mix and match tonight at Domino's.
Yeah, they really fumbled the bag with Montez Ford too. Again, you had the tag team, and again, he was good enough to go by himself, but then obviously, his partner, not so much. If his partner doesn't have a partner, he can't hang by himself singles competition wise. So he kind of, he had to, kind of just do that just to stay with him. But, I think with Montez, he's great on the mic. He's super athletic. He could be on that AJ Styles, Logan Paul kind of level. Obviously you could see Logan Paul and Montez Ford one-on-one. That would be like must-see TV, regardless if there's gold on the line or not. But again, we haven't really seen a whole lot of Montez Ford, and I really feel that they kind of fumbled the bag with that. But hopefully, at some point, even if they want to keep him as a tag, that he can have a singles run, and we can actually see the best version of him. Facts.
Taxes is paying the price. Every single year. Now taxes, it's TurboTax. Use your last tax for this price. Switch to a TurboTax expert now. We'll beat your last tax for this price and get you the most money back, guaranteed. This is taxes. Intuit TurboTax.
Yeah, I didn't think that they were going to tag Sam Darnold anyways, because, think about how the season ended. Again, it's like you can have, all these great supporting cast pieces and an amazing defense. But again, if you end the season the way that they did and got absolutely fucking obliterated, even though you end up winning, 12, 13, 14, 15 games, it doesn't matter. If you get obliterated by a divisional opponent, you definitely are looked at differently. And again, we don't really know how good J.J. McCarthy is going to be. He might be much worse than Sam Darnold, but again, depending on the money, they may just let him walk. And then, they'll try J.J. out, maybe try to grab another guy as a backup just in case. But, I'm happy for Sam that he had a good regular season, but no one's going to remember the regular season. All they're going to remember is him fucking up and getting stomped. So, EO, one of the great intros in WWE. Definitely gives you like NJPW vibes. Can't wait for Damage Control to be fully healthy as well. Fucking love Ripley. And this is something that you could definitely debate and argue, but like if you really look at all the females, all of them, Tiffy Time, Charlotte, Bianca, Liv Morgan, Alexa Bliss, all of them, you could debate, but to me, Ripley is the best one, out of all. And even if she didn't have gold around her waist, like her evolution, her skill set, again, the only thing that you kind of wish that she could do is maybe some high risk off the top rope, like Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair. But other than that, there really isn't anything else that she can't do. Great on the mic, a very unique look. And again, her legacy is going to be on the same level as Bianca and Charlotte when she's all said and done. And I'm definitely excited to be able to see what happens here tonight. 24 days from opening day. Let's go. They had a cool Hall of Fame get together with Ichiro, Ken Griffey Jr., and Edgar Martinez. on socials today, which was pretty dope.
This is my brutality. Superstar the world over. Before taking WWE.
CM Punk, Seth Rollins, cage match next week on Monday Night Raw. We're going to be here. And that belt looks very crispy with the white. Again, I feel like the small W design is much better than the big W that they have,
Introducing first, the challenger from Tokyo, Japan.
My cousin.
Representing damage control. Oh,
EO gives you that high flying, high risk, that excitement, that fast pace. She wrestles, like a lucha libre type of wrestler. A lot of the, Japanese wrestlers have that vibe in them. It's crazy too. Ripley is more over than Charlotte, Bianca. Obviously Liv has, got a lot of fans, over the last couple years, more than she had originally, but you're going to get different pops for different wrestlers and whatnot. Alexa Bliss is always someone that people like to root for since she was gone for so long, but Ripley may be the most over female in the business. And she's earned it, great on the microphone, great in the ring, and again, and has the ability to adapt to wrestle anyone. Someone small like EO, someone her size like Charlotte or Bianca, or even someone bigger like Nia Jax. She can do it all. Hell, Ripley could wrestle the men. Let's be honest. She might be the only woman wrestler that could wrestle men like Chyna. And she's better than Chyna. So that's when you got like a generational talent. Like someone that actually would like wrestle a guy one-on-one and like it would be believable. It wouldn't be like, oh, this is such a mismatch. Like, when Chyna would wrestle, you'd be like, oh, this could go either way. And Ripley, the same thing. Oh, big slap.
The power that he has, the explosivity, is just makes her an anomaly.
Yeah, but the reason I think that Liv has gotten more over with fans is because it's heel Liv. If it's face Liv, people aren't going to care as much. But again, I think heel Liv, it changed quite a bit. And the whole storyline with Dom and now in Judgment Day, even though it's kind of boring. Here we go. Oh, good counter. 2. I think Nia could, but she would be limited. She doesn't have as many moves as Ripley, though. Like she's got like some power moves, and she can sit on them. She could leg drop. She could do some, but as far as believability, I don't think it would be as believable as Ripley. Ripley has more of a move set and has more of the physique. Oh, damn. Hello, EO. Good morning. Good afternoon. Oh, good night. Nice continuation there. Good Monday Night Raw. Can't wait for next week. Fucking cage match. Let's go.
Well, that's not very sad of you. I'm a work in progress. Peanut butter M&Ms. Selling a car is a big deal. We've had some big moments. Okay, some wrong turns. But when you're ready to sell,
4 more likes to get to 20. We're almost there.
so you choose the best deal. Car Gurus, the #1 most visited car shopping site. Miles of flavor. Those crispy peaks. 12 flakes, so ball.
And shout out to my boy, Napa No How, with a 4th place finish at Coda after being in last place on the first lap after getting spun out by Ross Chastain. That was awesome. Can't believe he actually finished higher than SVG and Kyle Busch that like led the most laps. And then he found a way to get to 4th. And again, it's all about points, baby. Nice job, Chase. Hopefully Phoenix will treat him right. Dolphins franchise tag Javon Holland. Go Ducks.
This is backwards. My last tax guy only ever told me the price after he was finished.
At H&R Block, we let you know the price up front.
That's some forward thinking. Switch to H&R Block so you know the cost before you begin.
Lay down, honey. Come over here.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud.
Down for a little bit. Lay down there.
In songs, we all know. Get songs.
Lay down. Over there. Lay down. All right, Paisley is in here now. She misses Dad. It's almost like clockwork, usually after a couple hours. Alexa, live, build. Yeah, I agree. That will be good.
I mostly feel cold.
Try to make y'all look fresh.
Know what's fresh? A super fast connection to the court with low lag. That's Wi-Fi built for streaming live sports. Bring on the good stuff.
This summer's gonna be huge for us.
Now we're counselors. Let's cut to the biz. I'm a 6-year veteran myself. You're in very safe hands.
Mike?
Please. We stick together. He's gonna be okay.
Slasher film. So much blood.
He's probably chopping up as we speak.
Ezra.
Hell of a summer.
Missile drop kick. Drop the L back to the center line.
Two.
Seconds ago.
Oh, I mean, what do you think, bro? I'm definitely heel. You know, not everyone is going to like me, and that's totally okay. I could really give 2 shits on what people think of me. You know, I'm authentic. I'm genuine, you know, and again, you know, there's a lot of fake people that are out there and fake people, you know, like fake individuals. So, you know, again, you know, not every individual is going to, you know, be about the NWSF or be about me. And that's completely fine. You know, we want to be able to bring people that are like-minded, you know, here and, you know, and we can leave the haters and the trolls and the others to go to other channels and they can do their thing there.
Reversal, Sky in the corner. Great balance out to the apron. Watchley is right pitching the four over the road. And Theo now continues to the sky up to the top rope.
EO with the double drop kick there. Nice kip up by EO. No, there we go, EO. Show that flair. And that's one thing that I love about like Mexican wrestlers and Japanese wrestlers. You know, you get a little different type of flair out of them. Double knees. Ripley. Oh, nice continuation moveset here. That brought me back to like Nintendo 64 when you could do like continuation move to move to move. It's NWO, you know, versus WCW, No Mercy, WrestleMania 2000. Oh, nice stomp there. Great creativity by EO. I mean, like, just look at like DX and like NWO or, any, wrestler, Stone Cold, The Rock, everyone is going to have a moment where they're, matched up and they end up being a face, but you get the best version out of everyone when they are a heel. And it's not even just in wrestling, also, with the villains, in shows and in cartoons growing up and whatnot. It wasn't about He-Man, it was about Skeletor. It wasn't necessarily about Duke. Maybe it was about Cobra Commander. It always is going to be the villains, even though Optimus Prime might be the coolest like face character, but obviously Optimus Prime had, Megatron. So it kind of just depends on your vibe. The Ninja Turtles and Shredder and Krang. Or you could be like me, Destro. That's my guy with G.I. Joe. People say I have a resemblance to Destro. Maybe that's who I am. Love me some Scott Hall. Yeah, too bad Hogan ended up being kind of a racist douchebag, kind of ruined his whole legacy of the Hulkamaniacs and, the whole NWO thing. You know what I mean? Like, out of all of the wrestlers, he's the only one, that kind of ruined his reputation and whatnot for, being a racist douchebag and whatnot. But everyone else is pretty much good to go. Oh, nice counter. Like, no one's got any bad things to say about Macho Man or Hall or Nash or Big Papa Pump. I mean, even though there was, some issues with some of the guys, roids and addiction, like Buff Bagwell and whatnot, but Scott Norton, Horace Hogan, Chono. What you know about Chono? Oh, big kick. Holy fuck. 2. Yeah, you know how many lives DDP has saved, by just being a friend and with the whole yoga thing and trying to be healthy, getting people that have had addiction problems or, drinking problems or whatever it may be. DDP is a fucking saint. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Whoa. Spiked Ripley there.
Well, you saw that corner kick saved to Dakota Kai from damage control.
Captain in the building. What's good? You can be Jimmy Hart, Matt. Captain, I'm going to do the Thunder and the Blazers on Friday. So if you're not busy, come through. I'm doing Blazers and Celtics on Wednesday on the road. I don't know how that's going to go, but hopefully it'll be competitive. And I don't expect us to, go crazy against the Thunder. But, I mean, last time I think we played you, we lost by 10 when we were on our run of winning like 10 games in a row. So, but it should be fun. But I think it'll be competitive. But it is in, OKC, so could get ugly. But I'm hoping that we'll play, above our standard, which we have been lately. Should have beaten the Cavs, blew the third and fourth quarter, had a 15-point lead. They came back and won, but we beat the shit out of the Sixers. Hopefully we can beat the Celtics, but I'm not holding my breath. And then if we beat the Celtics, we'll have momentum going in to play you guys. EO at the top. Good counter there by Ripley. But we're going to do Kraken, Blazers, Kraken, Blazers. We're going to do Mariners and Cubs on Saturday at noon, and then I'll do NASCAR Cup Series on Sunday for Phoenix. Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. 2. That was really close from EO landing on her neck. I get so nervous when I see this because you gotta hold your neck in. But again, depending on how aggressively that you're, carrying your momentum into an individual, like we saw a War Raider, get kind of kicked over the top. And then when you go to the outside or when you're doing a high risk maneuver on the top rope, it always makes me kind of cringe and hold my breath, hoping that they don't have some serious injury. Ripley. Nice submission here. Definitely reminds me of WCW or ECW here.
Desperation play from EO that might be his greatest move of the night.
I'm almost done.
EO Scott.
Oh, shit.
EO has an opportunity.
There we go. High risk by EO. 2. I mean, EO as a small wrestler, she's probably one of the best, small wrestlers. I mean, obviously you got Liv and you got Alexa Bliss as well, but you don't really see them doing high risk maneuvers like that. I mean, EO is, doing moves that you normally only see Charlotte Flair or Tiffany Stratton do. And it's nice to be able to see, another female that's not necessarily, medium or, taller to be able to do some of these high risk maneuvers. Oh, crossbody. I mean, it would be cool if we could have a Latina, that was like EO size that could do a bunch of, top rope maneuvers, 450 splashes and Hurricane Ranas and stuff off the top rope. Oh, shit. Well, this Monday Night Raw has been exciting as ever. Sometimes after a PLE, it ends up being a little stale, but WWE is cooking. EO getting back into the ring at 9. Take it easy, brother. Ripley. Oh. I mean, we obviously know, Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton are going to match up at some point or another, but Ripley Bianca could be super special, and you could do that a few times. I mean, could you imagine if Ripley evolves to turning into doing some high risk off the top rope? I mean, if she ends up implementing that, into her move repertoire, she'll be right there, and maybe even above like a Bianca or a Charlotte. I mean, she is money. What does she got going on here? She rocking the baby with EO? She rocking the baby? Oh, good Hurricane Rana. Good sell by Ripley. All right, here we go, EO. Here we go, EO. High risk. Good clean move there. Whoa. EO just won. Holy fuck. Dude, this is why the Triple H era is awesome. You never know when you're going to get a fucking surprise. On a PLE is one thing, but to be able to get a surprise on Raw or SmackDown or NXT, it seems like it's a regular thing now. That was awesome. We don't know. I mean, there's a lot of time between now and Mania, right? There's a lot of time, for the belt change. Ripley could get the belt back next Monday. It could end up being in a couple weeks. It could be a month run. We don't know how long the run is going to be for EO. It could be short-lived. It could be long-term. It could be somewhere in the middle. But to be able to give someone the love, even if it's only for a week or a day, pretty sweet. EO is like a Daniel Bryan, a Bryan Danielson. You're not going to see, someone like EO with a belt that often. But, she has definitely earned it. And I don't know if anyone anticipated her getting the belt off of Ripley tonight. Like maybe in the future, but tonight, holy cow. Oh, man. Asuka. Yes. Another lady that deserves to have gold around her waist. 100%. 100%. Wow. Yeah, I mean, even if EO only has the belt until Mania and then loses it then, but like it's cool to be able to have other females, and the men, the people that are like mid-card, get love. It doesn't always have to be Charlotte Flair over and over and Bianca. Like it's nice to be able to sprinkle out around the greatness and the gold, right? Holy cow, man. A PLE after Elimination Chamber, and then you end up having a Monday Night Raw, right, with CM Punk and Rollins, and then you end the show with EO getting the belt from Ripley. This would have never happened in the Vince McMahon era. I fucking love it. I mean, you got to think like how many of these men and women, give it their all, and even if it only ends up being a temporary, run, it's better to have a run than have no run at all. It's better to have gold even for a day than not at all. I don't even know what to say. Like, WWE is just incredible right now. Like, again, it's the closest thing to the Attitude Era that we may ever see. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Awesome. And hopefully that'll be a sign of things to come for ladies like Asuka when she comes back, that she'll be able to get some gold as well. Awesome. Man, I got to go on a victory walk now. That was fucking sweet. Well, I love you guys and I appreciate you guys very, very much. I mean, we've had a lot of things happen. Shout out to EO. Wow. Awesome. Monday Night Raw next week. Obviously, we're going to end up having Seth Rollins versus CM Punk in the cage. And I'll be doing that as well. Well, I like you guys. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And I got one question for you. Who talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatic. Shout out to all the people that like, sub, donated, commented, shared. Appreciate y'all. STL, Megan, as well as Sarah, Odin, and many others. Appreciate you. And I am out. Gang. Unbelievable. Shout out to EO.